Alright, this is a reading for Taurus. This is, I believe, does this person like you or think of you or, something along those lines. I didn't name this one, so, sue me. Anyway, so we do have a date for you that you might have met this person under. 10/16/4, so it could be 2004, it might be 2014. But whatever the case is, you've met this person probably somewhere before. It's probably an old friend, childhood friend. Or you might already be married to this person. That might have been a wedding date or a anniversary of some kind. So will they communicate with you? Yes. Obstacles and challenges along the way. If there's no challenges in a relationship or on a life journey, um, there's certain things to that. It's either there's going to be too many obstacles if it's the right path, or it's going to be too few obstacles, meaning it's the wrong path. So it's like, are you willing to go through the obstacles and challenges in order to get, to the right place in your life? Or do you just, want something that's easy? Nobody wants anything that's easy. And so everybody goes after, a good chase. So we have a lantern, we have a rabbit, and we also have a bear, but I think the bear is a piece of jewelry or an earring or something. You might have actually gotten earrings from this person. So it could be an interesting line of topic. The rabbit is a stuffed animal. The lantern is like one of those, like either lights or like like one of those solar lights. I'm trying to describe it. I don't really know what it is. It's like a little box that has like either a light or a flame in it. And it might float. I don't know. My mind's not really getting what this is. It's either like it's standing in a yard or it's floating on water. So it might have been like a romantic date or something that you might have went on with this person. So there's a few other hints. There's gonna be look within, time alone, chaos, spontaneity, nurture, and protect. So this could be a past, present, and future type of inclination or something to that effect. I feel like as time goes on, or if you have children, this person will be more protective or nurturing towards children or towards the prospect of having children. So they might actually go a little bit standoffish or private, depending on how the lifestyle's gonna work out in the future. But right now they're a little bit spontaneous and they're a little bit testing the water still, I think. They're trying to be like suave and stuff. But I think they mean well. But it's just they're trying to be more memory oriented than anything else. Okay, so let's see. We have the Ace of Pentacles right here. It's a little dark in here, but I can't really do anything about my lights. So let's see. We have a steady, loving relationship, abundant prosperity and love, privileged couple, being recognized, friendship, celebration, feeling valued, emotional security, and partnerships. And we have the Ten of Swords. So complete ruin, life in tatters, destruction, time behind bars, betrayal by those you trusted most, resisting the inevitable end, regeneration, and recovery. So I think somebody might have gotten sick here. I don't think it's like really that bad. So there's success that was not huge as it was anticipated, receiving money that was not enough money as you thought it would be, a gamble, an addiction. So there's something here that was a bit of a let's see what happens type of thing. And then we have a Page of Pentacles. Let's see. Realistic expectations, intellectual relationship, love letters, faithfulness, lack of emotion and intensity, developing relationships. So, still on like the start of a relationship. I'm not sure if you're dating this person or if like the there's a bit of like a role reversal in this, but there's a bit of like kind of like testing the water still, which is interesting. I feel like you might have known this person for a while, so it's kind of like, why are they acting different now? What's going on? What's happening here? You know, it's might not be a good sign to most of you because they're acting like this way and that way, or a little bit odd. A little bit odd, like Snowball here. Hey, Snowball. My cat Snowball is always a little bit, a little bit odd. Her coming in on this, it means that you're kind of gonna have somebody who's calm most days, but really crazy some other days, right? Today Snowball's calm, but usually like one day a week she goes a little bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But yeah, I think your partner's kind of the same. Might have a little bit of mental anguish where they have to set it free in some fashion. So uses brains for evil, is manipulative, cruel, thinks that they are above people, weakness, takes advantage of their power, and manipulative. So there might be a change in personality here, maybe for you or somebody else. But there's somebody here that's that was nice before and now is a little bit, a case of the bad shits. Bad shits meaning like they're not who you expected them to be. So there's a personality change, a Jekyll and Hyde type deal here. So, Two of Cups. So, sticking around because you feel sorry for somebody, someone else sticking around because they feel sorry for you. Tension, imbalance, broken communication. So, there's this example. My next door neighbor, she's a case of the bad shit. She's, an Aquarius. She goes from one extreme to the next because I think she has like Scorpio rising. So with a Taurus and a Scorpio rising, it's kind of like a constant, you're in the middle of like an earthquake, tsunami type of emotion. So she goes she goes a little bit case of the bad shit sometimes. So like a Taurus would kind of balance it out, but like there's only so much a Taurus can do in those cases. It's like, what are you saying? I don't think that's a good idea. And then you kind of just let the person do what they need to do. Like, it's like, I've already told them not to, but, they'll do whatever. But yeah, one of my neighbors is a Taurus, so I kind of know that and talk to the Aquarius, and it brings it down a little bit, but then it, like, as soon as they leave, it's back to like 105% where it was before. It's a weird scenario. But yeah, it's Tauruses are just like, you can't do that, and then like, okay, like they're not gonna tell you no, but I wouldn't do that if I were you. Like the warning for your friend not to get arrested again. Like don't do that. But people are gonna do what they want to do. We have a part two to the Two of Cups, which is recognition for something bad. Emotions that you cannot control, ambition used for evil deeds, negative cycles. So there's something here that is cycling. It could be a downward spiral because I feel like this happened during a new moon, where they were kind of like a Jekyll and Hyde type of thing, and then they've been spiraling downwards. And I feel like this is your partner, and it could be a bit of a problem. So whether you stay with them or not, that's entirely up to you. But I feel like this person is self-destructive and self-sabotaging. And you might have not known that. They were probably like on their P's and Q's before you met them, and then like think, like mainly going downwards. But that's only for some of you. With the downward spiral, usually it has to do with jobs, but in this case, I feel like it's an emotional thing. They might have bad mental health that they haven't addressed yet. So it's kind of like you're in and out of like a emotional outburst, or it's really down to the point of rock bottom or burnout, where it's kind of like it's tweaking between two different extremes, either self-realization or burnout. So self-realization is when you realize that you might not be able to get out of your own bad mood, and burnout is kind of like the worst case scenario to do with energy. It's kind of like when you've done all you can do and then you can't do anymore. So let's see. Seven of Swords. Removal. That's nice. So taking action on love, taking control of love, chance or choice of love or self-control, being pulled in two different directions, winning over a rival in a love triangle, being faithful despite temptation. So you might have a friend that you've been talking to, or you might have gotten a proposal of a romantic nature from somebody else. So that's interesting. So then we have the Ace of Cups, or the Ace of Hearts in this case. So there's a new love, spirituality, beginning of a relationship, feelings growing, potential, intuition, birth of a female, or new feelings. So could have had a child, or you might have new feelings for somebody. So depending on where you're at in your lifestyle, could be a new baby, or it could be new feelings maybe for somebody else, or an existing relationship. So it really depends on how you feel about your current situation. So let's see, the two of Pentacles. An increase in intuition, feigning unconsciousness, inner voice, psychic ability, the inability to predict the future, or the ability to predict the future. But it kind of, put all your cards on the table and, predict the future. But if you see signs of burnout, like, you already know it's gonna be bad. Like, if somebody's acting a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. So you don't really have to predict the future and in order to know what's gonna happen. So let's see. We have a two-parter with the sick bed here. So there's the Four of Swords two-parter, which is interesting with cards. So a death, restlessness, an illness, burnout, forced rest, stress, time spent away from others, feeling antisocial. So like I said, it's circling burnout and a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But I feel like your person does need somebody who's like on their side at this moment in time. So like talking to them nicely, um, and encouraging them to be their best self would really help. Also, listen to their problems. Like you don't have to have the answers, but sometimes people need to vent or talk about things. You don't need to know all the answers. So the last one is part two of the Four of Swords, which is not having enough money to go around, the end of a financial strength, drinking alcohol because you're addicted, lack of wafer or water. Um, so I feel like it's either you or your person, but I feel like your person might be like an alcoholic. So that could be a problem. You also might like to have your food and stuff, so there might be a bit of a problem with you getting your own food or something. And usually with Tauruses, they're like really into certain types of food or comfort food. So if they can't get their food, it's gonna be a problem. It's kind of like an Aries, but Aries like they'll eat anything. With Tauruses, they're a little bit more picky choosy and a little bit more of like, this is my favorite food, this is my comfort food for this and that. If you can't get certain types of comfort food, you're gonna get really pissed off. And if this person can't provide you with said comfort food, I feel like there's gonna be big problems ahead. And it might cause fights that may get a little bit too physical. Alright, so just be warned, you're gonna have to do some self care and also probably provide yourself with money, okay? And that's not really a bad thing. It's being more self sufficient in certain aspects of your own lifestyle. And for some people, that's really hard to do because, you know, some people, they want their partner to provide for them. But a lot of times they can't. They kind of bite the bullet and kind of admit defeat. That isn't really good for their own mental health. If they took on things one bite at a time, it would be easier. But yeah, I feel like your partner might over exaggerate or make promises like they themselves can't keep. And it might be a little bit emotionally draining for you and them, okay? So just be aware that you might have to second wheel it with them, you know, where you kind of take on like a job that pays a lot or kind of a trade that would pay you a lot for doing like, you know, menial work. I hate menial work. I hate grunt work. But a lot of times if you need a lot of money in a short period of time, you take on like manual labor jobs and you get paid a lot more than if you were working like a blue collar job or a white collar job, you know what I mean? Like having scrubs on isn't all that bad if you're getting a lot of money out of it, you know. So, anyway, your channeled messages is invest in yourself, promote earning more money, a stable new relationship moving in together, intuitive opportunity, unconscious inner voice. See, direction, ambition, control, desire, willpower, diligence, physical beauty. I feel like all of y'all are beautiful. And study the, you know, what I do for the, the occult. Let's put it to you that way. Um, like this is easy stuff to learn, but like I'm into ritualistic shit, and that's on the level of not God, the other guy. But Pan's not all that bad. But yeah, if you're into that, just know once you go to the dark side, you can't come back. So be very sparing in how you use certain things. Because if you use a Ouija board enough times, you do become possessed. I love Ouija boards, but my mom doesn't allow me to have my Ouija board inside, which is fine. I have a Miro Ouija board. You write your question on the Ouija board and then you erase it really fast before the devil can find it. It's interesting. It's a lot of fun. And a lot of times he writes back. That's terrifying. But anyway, if you're into that, believe you me, you've never felt like you were in a horror game until you get a Miro Ouija board. You will feel like you're about to die. Like it's really scary. So there could be a career change, controlling your secrets, a romance that keeps you at a distance, psychic powers, and mediumship. So you could actually be trying to predict the future. But the thing about predicting the future is also you have to sacrifice something. Um, I sacrificed something. It's it's not exactly a good thing, but I did sacrifice something. Uh, that's cool. See, I put stones in case you wanted to know what kind of magic you can do as a Taurus. You can get one of those Maginite. It's a green stone and it has like ripples in it. Lapis lazuli. It opens the throat chakra, and rose quartz opens the heart chakra. Sometimes it opens the root chakra, so just be careful about that. The root chakra kind of does its own thing. So if you're overly abundant in certain areas of your sexual nature, it'll take you over the edge. Usually, rose quartz is for love attributes with the heart, but it can also be used for the root chakra, which will make you go overboard with an addiction. So be careful. So anyway, I think that's it. I hope everything works out for you and your ambition. But I will say this, if you get a Mira Ouija board, it tells you truths about yourself, and some of it is not good. Um, it will make you rethink how you see the world. So just be aware of that. Also, if you're playing Charlie with sticks, you should actually switch to rulers. It works a lot better. I would not do sticks and I wouldn't use pencils. Rulers are the main way you play that. Also with the coin Caesars, if you don't know what coin Caesars are, that is fine. It's kind of when you put silver coins in a purse and you bury it in the yard. If one of them is outside of the purse, the devil's been there. If they're both inside the purse, God's been there. My coins are always outside the purse, so my dad was not a very savory person, but it is what it is. Anyway, Taurus, hopefully everything works out. And if you're doing esoteric readings, just be aware. There's other stuff lurking about, especially under this retrograde, and it's a bit of a haunting experience. So just be careful. Take your rosemary with you, and maybe a clove of garlic. I actually take a whole jar of like minced garlic with me, so some situations you can't get out of. So just be careful. Don't light red candles on a Sunday. Just don't do that. Anyway, Taurus, I will see you in the next reading. Take what I said at full value and be careful. If you need me, I am here. I have gotten myself out of some things because I am an empath. Empaths kind of attract spirits and stuff. So just remember what I said about the garlic and the rosemary. Rosemary in winter keeps bad spirits away, and garlic keeps away a lot of other things that you may have not realized that could attach to you. So garlic keeps those away. So anyway, I will see you in the next reading. Take care of yourself and be safe. All right? Later.